All right, so let's make a tutorial video of this Basehead Garage watt meter. So this is the box that it comes in, and it does have the specs on the back of the box. So the voltmeter measures the AC voltage coming off of your amplifier speaker outputs, and it is good for up to 200 volts RMS. The ammeter, which is this Hall sensor right here, the AC ammeter, it measures the AC amperage coming off of your amplifier speaker outputs, and it is good for up to 150 amperes of current. All right, so you can read the other specs here on the box. Those are the main ones. So let's get to how to hook this thing up. Here's the reason for the video. I've seen a few different comments or posts talking about I've got a Basehead Garage watt meter and I can't get it to read correctly, or I hooked it up and it fried. All right, so you've got 3 different plugs. You got a button on the top for one. That button, you know, it allows you to scroll through. It's like 3 or 4 different menu screens once you power the unit up. But on the bottom here are the connectors. You've got 3 different plugs. All right. So your first plug, it's got 3 terminals. Okay. This has a red positive. That's your DC battery positive connection. So where you connect your amplifier to your battery, the positive battery terminal, it goes here, right here, the first terminal. The white negative sign, that's your DC battery negative connection. It goes right here in the middle where you connect your amplifier power, your negative to your battery. It goes here. The blue R is your remote wire, your remote turn on off. So the remote wire that comes off of your head unit that turns your amplifiers off and on, that's where you connect that wire here. So when you turn your head unit on and your amplifiers power on, then this unit will power on as well. So that's where this is your turn on terminal. So you can use your remote turn on wire in your vehicle, or you can connect it to a switch, but the easy solution is just connect it to your remote turn on from your head unit. All right, so that's how you turn the unit on and off. Now, once the unit's powered up, you've got this middle terminal block. It's got 2 connectors. And there's red V right here. V stands for voltage. So you've got 2 terminals, 2 connectors here, 2 terminals. Positive and negative, or negative and positive. The polarity does not matter. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. That's why it's not marked positive or negative, because the polarity does not matter. So where you connect your speakers to your amplifier, this is where you make the connections to this terminal block. So your speaker output on your amplifier, it goes to your speakers, your subwoofers. It will also go here, positive and negative, or positive and negative. It does not matter. Like I said, polarity does not matter, but that measures your AC voltage coming out of your amplifier. Now, this last one, C, stands for current or clamp. Either way, current, clamp, doesn't matter. That connects these 2 connectors these two terminals connect to these two terminals, and polarity, again, does not matter. This one can go to this one, and this one can go to this one, or vice versa. That one can go to that one, and that one can go to that one. Does not matter. You just take some speaker wire and make the two connections here, and make sure that they are separated, and you won't have any issues. Now, once you have it all connected, you have this opening in this Hall sensor, this clamp sensor. So you want to put your positive speaker wires through this hole, or your negative speaker wires through this hole. So if you have one positive and one negative, then one wire is going to go through here. It can be the positive like this, and then the negative will run outside of the Hall sensor, and then both of your wires will then go to the amplifier, and that's how it will look. You know, you have your positive going through the Hall sensor, and then the negative not going through the Hall sensor. Now, what you do not want to do is this right here. You do not want to have the positive and negative running through the Hall sensor. Now, you can have one or the other. So if you put the negative through the Hall sensor, and then the positive is outside of the Hall sensor, that's perfectly fine. Okay? So now what happens if you have multiple speaker wires? So let's say right here I've got two positives and two negatives, right? I've got two positives, the blue are positive, and the clear is negative, or the white, clear, whatever. So again, you either put both positives through the Hall sensor like this, and then your negatives will not go through the Hall sensor. All right? Or, again, it does not matter which one goes through the sensor. And it's not just for this unit, that's for any clamping device. So you can put both negatives through the Hall sensor, and then the two positives not through the Hall sensor if you're running two positives and two negatives. So, you know, just keep that in mind. If you're running three positives and three negatives, then you're going to have three wires going through this Hall sensor. So, you know, like I said, just keep that in mind. All the positives are going to go through this Hall sensor, or all of the negatives going from the amplifier through the sensor into the speaker. All right, so that's about it. You know, it's very simple. Very simple unit. The DC positive, DC negative, remote turn on, speaker output voltage, speaker output current going to this, you know, from here to here. And then you run your speaker wire through the Hall sensor to measure the current going through the speaker wires into the speaker. All right, that's about it for this one. Hope it helps.